This is Smiles TV. Welcome to Smiles Television Talk Show. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony Miles, and this is a special episode of Healthy Smiles.
This is Nicole Pleggy, Communications Specialist with Touchette Regional Hospital in Centerville, Illinois. Today, Smiles TV will spotlight our emergency department. When you experience a minor injury, a major accident, or a sudden illness, Touchette's emergency department team is available 24 hours a day. We're here to provide you with fast, quality, and compassionate treatment. And we thank Smiles TV for giving us the opportunity to share our services with their audience.
Welcome back to another episode of Healthy Smiles, sponsored by Touchette Regional Hospital. We are sitting here with the charge nurse, or one of the charge nurses from the emergency department, and a department that we all need to become familiar with. Thank you, Mr. Vaughn, for coming to Smiles TV
Thank you
Talk
for
Show.
having me. Thank you for having me.
You know what? It's an honor to be a part of this series that we're doing on Touchette Regional Hospital. We are trying to highlight your great services and activities right here, so people can become a little bit more aware.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us, first of all, a little bit about your background and where you're from.
Okay. I'm from East St. Louis. I'm 31 years old. I became an RN in 2014, but I was an LPN in 2006. There's multiple nurses in my family, my mother, my uncle, my aunt. We're basically a family of nurses, so it was only right that I got into the field.
Wow, and you know what, you shared something earlier, you went to East Side,
Yes,
East
ma'am.
St. Louis Senior High School,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I did too, and I'm not telling you the year that I came out of, but you're a graduate of East St. Louis Senior High School.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you're a good model for our students to see, especially being a male nurse.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you get a lot of talk about that today, or
About being a male nurse,
About being a
I
male
used
nurse.
to. Like when we graduated, when we graduated high school, I had a lot of friends who were going to work at the steel mills in Granite, and they thought that was a manly job. I said, I'm just gonna work. I'm just gonna be a nurse. You know, you're gonna go to work in the heat. I'm gonna go to work in the air conditioning. You know, and I'm not gonna really do hard labor. And I think that I would rather help people rather than run machines or do forklifts and stuff like that. I'm a people person, so I like to interact with people.
that's good, and you have an opportunity to definitely do that in your emergency department.
Yes, ma'am.
Give us a little background on the emergency department and the what do you see coming in and out, and how it basically operates.
Okay, so usually we're a 14-bed facility. We used to be only 9 beds, but we just had a renovation done in 2014. So since then, we get a lot of patients. We get a lot of patients. We'll see anywhere from 30 to 40 patients on a 12-hour shift basis, almost maybe 60 or 70 a day. We see anything from the basic ouchies, as a kid would call it, all the way up to cardiac arrest, to gunshots, traumas. We basically see almost a lot of stuff. We see a lot of psychiatric patients as well.
Do you? So as a charge nurse, give us an idea of what it looks like for you in a day.
In a day. A charge nurse day is very stressful. I will tell you that, because when you come to work, you have to manage the flow of the emergency room. You have to keep everything going. You have to assign the patients to nurses. You also helping out at the same time. And then when stuff gets backed up, you have to kind of go out to the waiting room and let everybody know that, hey, we're still working on trying to get everything done. We try to work in a timely manner as we possibly can, but from different acuity of patients' conditions, we can't always see people just back to back to back. So sometimes you have to explain to people what's going on while still doing your work and maintaining a professional attitude. Sometimes it could be a little tedious.
Well, one good thing you have in your favor is that you're from the area.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'm sure you run into a lot of people.
A lot of
that you
people
may
I know.
Yeah, so does that seem to really help?
So sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. I would say about 95% of the times it helps, because those people are more apt and more open to relate to you. You know, if you go in there and tell them something's going on, they'll say, okay, you know, Sometimes that it doesn't help is when, you know, you see one of your friends and they want you to bring them straight
Right,
back. I
right.
can't do that.
One great thing that we found out is that, and you mentioned it, that there are more beds than there used to be. Because
Correct.
one thing we hate when we go to the emergency room is the long wait.
Correct.
And so that's a good plus. If individuals need to make contact, just to call the emergency room and have questions, how can they do that?
Okay, the emergency room number is 618-332-5481, and you can call anytime. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If we can't answer your question, we'll get you to the right department or resource to answer your question for you. But generally, we can get all your questions answered.
Okay. Is there anything that we did not have an opportunity to discuss that you feel you want to make sure the community gets an opportunity to hear?
Okay. Just like to let everyone know that Touchette Regional is a very good hospital. One of the best qualities of it is that it's a small hospital, so the community is kind of tight. We know most of our patients. We get a lot of the same people in, so we're more apt to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
We, especially when we know you like that. We offer good resources. We have an excellent psych program. We have an excellent outpatient program for psychiatric patients. We do detox, which is the department is called New Vision, and that number is 618-332-5204.
Okay.
And they help people detox off of substances.
I see.
So that's a really good place to have, because you know a lot of people really try to get off of stuff like that, but no one will help them. So we have a program here for that, and it's a 3-day program. And after the 3 days, we automatically refer you to like a 30-day inpatient program.
Okay.
So that's a really good thing. That's something I think people should know about.
I want to thank you
No problem.
for spending time with Smiles TV Talk Show.
problem.
And you know what? You have a great smile.
Thank you.
One question I do need to ask you. This is really, really important.
Okay.
If you get a chance to come back to Smiles TV Talk Show, will you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
heard him on tape. He said yes. Thank you again. I'm sitting here with the director of the Homecare Services Department, Miss Rebecca Snitzius. I love saying her name, and she's going to make sure that I pronounce it correctly. Did I do well?
You did perfect.
Thank you so
great.
much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us. And tell our audience a little bit, first of all, about yourself and your background and where you're from.
I am from Belleville, Illinois. I have worked in home care for 41 years. I started right out of college. This is all I've ever wanted to do as a nurse.
Wow.
I have worked in this area the entire 40 years.
Okay.
I would not trade it. I started with another home care agency that was the only one in town at the time. And I spent a lot of time as a liaison between the East St. Louis hospitals and that home care. So I
Right.
became very familiar with the people that worked here.
You know what, we are finding out that a lot of individuals who are on staff at Touchette Regional Hospital are from the metropolitan area.
Yes.
Is that a plus for you?
I think it is. I think you know all the ins and outs. You know what you can do, how to do it. It's just very enlightening. We service 3 counties, Madison, St. Clair, and Monroe counties, and we have nurses that live in each of those areas.
Wow.
And so they not only know the area, but they know the people,
Good, good.
and that helps.
Tell us about the home care services and what services are actually provided.
We provide services from birth to death, is what we say. We see moms and new babies up to the aged. We see them for all sorts of things, whether it's just a post-hospitalization, heart-related issues, surgeries, post-surgeries. We have nursing.
Okay.
We have physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, and we also have a social worker on staff.
Okay, so have you found a great need in this area?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
And are people interested in coming out, or do you have to do extra reach out? And the reason I'm asking that is because a lot of times people don't like to get the services that they need. How do you entice them or increase their desire to be a part of what you do?
Most of our patients are referred by their physicians. And a lot of people are very comfortable with their physicians and their decisions. So we go out to see them based on the doctor's orders.
I see. If people are interested in getting in contact with you, how can they do that?
They can contact us at 618-332-6120.
Okay.
That will reach our regular number, and they can ask for intake.
A lot of times when we ask for phone numbers, people are not really ready. And I did that because I want you to get ready. Get a pencil and paper out, a pen and paper, and write this information down because there are some great services within the home care department. And I'm going to ask her one more time while you go get your pen and paper to give you that information. Give your name again, your title, and how they can make contact with you.
My name is Rebecca Schnitzius. My title is Director of Home Care, and our phone number is 618-332-6120.
We're about to wrap up here, but I'm just wondering, is there anything that we did not get an opportunity to talk about that you would like to share?
I just want to say that we go everywhere, anywhere. It doesn't matter to us. We'll see anybody for anything.
You know what? That's a great slogan right there. She said, we will go anywhere and see anybody, and it doesn't matter. They want to help. At Touchette Regional Hospital, Home Care Services. You know, my mom had Alzheimer's and dementia, and I was telling Dr. Day on another interview, I wish I had known about some of the things that were going on here because we need it. You know, and I didn't want to reach out, but you need to sometimes.
Yes.
Thank you again. And I just asked one of your co-workers on a previous interview if they had the opportunity to come back to Smiles television talk show, would they do so? Would you come back if you get the chance?
Absolutely.
She said, absolutely. We have her on tape. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Again. And you have a great rest of the day.
Okay.
And I want to thank you for tuning into Smiles television talk show. Tune in every Monday. You don't want to miss the broadcast. Remember, only what you do for Christ will last. And keep smiling. You look better when you smile.